We're going to start at the U.S. Supreme Court tonight with justices earlier today hearing two cases on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. It would allow millions of Americans with student loans to get a portion of their debt canceled. Now, we'll show you some of the numbers here. Borrowers who earn less than $125,000 a year are eligible for $20,000 in debt forgiveness if they received a Pell Grant in school. Otherwise, the maximum is $10,000 in debt canceled. Show you a live look at the Supreme Court here tonight. We're not going to get a decision for several months, but 2 on Your Side's Kelly Dudzik is breaking down these individual cases, and she shows us how many Western New Yorkers could be impacted.
2 court cases, one filed by 6 states, the other by 2 students, made their way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The justices are deciding whether they have the right to sue and whether the Biden administration can use the HEROES Act to erase student debt. The HEROES Act was established after 9/11 and allows the U.S. Department of Education to change the terms of federal student loans if there's a national emergency. The states argue that federal agencies cannot put sweeping new policies in place that have a big economic impact without approval from Congress. The conservative majority commented on that today.
We take very seriously the idea of separation of powers.
And questioned whether this would be fair.
For example, people who've paid their loans.
The liberal minority questioned whether the states have the right to sue.
The people who are suing have to show they've been injured, and the 6 states really have not been injured here.
The federal government put student loan repayments on pause at the start of the pandemic. That brought relief to hundreds of thousands of Western New Yorkers. The U.S. Department of Education just released new information breaking down the number of people within congressional districts who stand to benefit from the president's plan. In the 26th, an estimated 117,200 borrowers are eligible for student debt relief. 76,200 applied or were deemed automatically eligible, and 49,100 of the fully approved applications were already sent to loan servicers for discharge. And in the 23rd, an estimated 102,400 borrowers are eligible for student debt relief. 67,200 applied or were deemed automatically eligible, and 42,000 of the fully approved applications were already sent to loan servicers for discharge.
All right, Kelly joins us now here in studio. So when we talk about the timing of a decision, that's months off. In the meantime, people are wondering about this pause and when they might have to start repaying their loan.
Right, because you don't want to miss a payment.
No,
so even though we don't know how long this is going to take to play out, we do have an idea from the U.S. Department of Education about when people can expect to have to start repaying their student loans. It won't be before the Supreme Court makes a decision unless that doesn't happen by June 30th. If the debt relief program isn't implemented by then, and if the case isn't resolved, you'd have to start paying again in 60 days. But NBC News reports that the Supreme Court is expected to rule by the end of June.
A lot of dates to be circling on the calendar toward the
right,
end of
because
that
again,
month.
You don't want to miss a payment.
Yeah, no doubt. Kelly, thank you for the update.
Sure.